The Olympics begin. We know that. We've already talked about it. They pin the very best athletes from all over the world in a spirit of unity, and they're all striving for gold and to be the best. But they aren't the only ones benefiting. Studies show that viewers are too, and we'll tell you why coming up ahead. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Tim O'Brien. Fred on vacation. He went from Tahiti to Turks and Caicos tonight, so he's just sailing all over the place. But let's get into all of the action right here on the Roggin Report. A new study says watching sports helps you live longer and to be happier. Well, being a sports fan brings a roller coaster of emotions. There's no secret about that. Whether you're rooting for a top football team, Olympic athletes, or even your local favorites. Wins bring the highest of highs. Losses can bring you down low into a real weird place. And in-between moments can be stressful and make you question it all. Well, research indicates that watching sports generally boosts your well-being, likely due to its social aspects, impacting how well people feel mentally. Well, studies from Anglia Ruskin University analyzed data from nearly 7,300 adults in England via the UK government's Taking Part survey. Well, this is what they found. Sports viewers tend to feel more fulfilled in life regardless of how they watch, whether it's live, in person, or on TV, or even online. Now, the positive effect is tied to the social connections formed within sports communities, which provide crucial social and emotional support. So as we always do each night, let's welcome in our contributors. We've got Stephanie Miner, the CEO of Success for Nonprofits, and Nick Collins joins us from Sotheby's Desert International Real Estate. And we'll start with you, Stephanie. Is there a sports team, first and foremost, that you and your family or your loved ones have just gone all in on and they're near and dear to your heart?
Well, I have a unique perspective on this. For 20 years, I was married to somebody who played in the NBA for the Boston Celtics. So yes, we love the Celtics in my family.
I love that. So before I get to you, Nick, seeing Stephanie on the other side of it, it is a business at the end of the day. But people that think the players don't actually care and just collect paychecks couldn't be further from the truth.
That's right. It's a bad day when they lose. And unfortunately, when my husband was first ex-husband, we're not married anymore, but when he was first in the league, it was a bad day when they lost, and they kind of lost a lot at the beginning, but then they got better and better. They live for the sports. It is their life.
Nick, what about you or your family or you personally? Is there one team that you just go all in on and can ruin your whole weekend?
So we had to bow out from being giant sports fanatics because it just tore my heart out. The losses, I've always been a big Los Angeles fan, and those teams over the years, we've had some highs. They were great, especially when those Lakers were really doing well. I've had to step back. I can't handle it emotionally.
I happen to agree with that. Sometimes there was a bit of about a 6-year period. I was on the East Coast working for 2 teams in New York, and for about 3 years after that, I found myself just, I couldn't connect to it anymore. I wasn't interested. I was just completely burnt out. Nick, for you, have you noticed your social life kind of back off a little bit, kind of fallen out of love with the sport?
You know, funny you say that. I have a good core of friends, and I think our big binding item was sports. And I kind of told them I had to get away, and I've lost a little bit of the love and connection with those guys since they're still in the sports, and I've had to back off.
And for you, Stephanie, how about you? Have you noticed a little bit of change in your social life if you've taken a step back at all?
Yes, well, not just in professional sports. My daughter actually played basketball as well. And so when she was playing, it was great. You know, you become friends with all of the parents and the other kids. And when she got out of high school and decided not to play in college, it changed everything for our family.
The last question on this is the million-dollar question. Have you ever let a sports team ruin a relationship, whether it's with a family member, a friend, a significant other? You're a Boston fan, somebody else is a New York fan. Has it deterred you away from being with that person? Stephanie, we'll ask you first.
No, that has not happened to me. Sorry.
What about you, Nick?
Oh, I'll tell you what, my wife of 12, 13 years now, she liked the Broncos and I liked the Raiders, and it wasn't good for a while. I really had to contain myself, but Steph made a great point. Now I just root for my daughters, and that's a lot easier, and we both agree on when we win and lose on those ones.
I love that, and it's more rewarding when they win too, right? And you're there to be the hero when they lose. All right, so Nick and Stephanie will join us again here coming up in just a moment. But as we gear up for the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, that all kicked off, of course, this morning, and primetime coverage starts at 7:30 right here on NBC Palm Springs. But social media buzzes with the news of the return of the anti-sex cardboard beds first seen during the 2020 games in Tokyo. Now, athletes have been sharing their thoughts on these beds for quite a while. They were designed originally to prevent COVID-19 spread by, of course, knocking off the close contact. Well, the beds are made from disposable cardboard and were famously described as anti-sex. That was ensuring that they could support only one person's weight to maintain a focus solely on sports. So Stephanie and Nick will bring you back in here. I don't even want to talk about the actual bed itself. The cardboard, these athletes, they've got to get their best sleep. They're going for gold. Why are they on a cardboard bed? What are we doing?
Makes no sense. It doesn't. But I like the idea. Like Mr. Miyagi said, focus, Daniel's son. And they need to be focusing. I don't know how living on almost a homeless shelter contaminant would be better for them to win a gold medal. That's something they got to figure out.
Well, here's a question for, and Nick, I'll ask you here. This is fact. This is they actually hand out condoms in the Olympic Village. So if you're going to hand those out and then put them on cardboard beds, what are we doing?
A lot of contraceptives here. I mean, is anyone going to win the gold or silver? Or are they just trying to get some hokey pokey going when they're not in the rink or on the field? What's going on?
Oh, Stephanie, and for you, I mean, as somebody that have close ties to athletes and know exactly what they're doing, I mean, you got to focus on the game. All the extracurriculars have to stay out of this.
I mean, I think that these people are adults and they know what is going to work best for them, and we should kind of leave that up to them. I would not personally want to sleep on a cardboard bed, but I mean, they know what they're doing. They're grown-ups. Let them do what they want to do.
Well, the Olympic Committee, they've along the lines here have said they've reintroduced these for environmental reasons. Nick, are you buying that?
No, I think it's the cheapest thing they could find, and they just rolled it back out because they had extras in storage. And didn't we have a snowboarder, Brody? He was supposed to win a bunch of gold medals, and he was out partying, having sex. He didn't bring home any few winters back. That did happen. He's been very vocal about that, too, and his downfall in the Olympic Games a few years back, the Winter Olympics. 74th and final question. The specific times or areas of athletes to have those personal relationships. As you mentioned, they're adults. That should be allowed to still partake. This is all about an experience. You may never make the Olympics ever again.
That's right. I agree with that. So let them do what they want to do. I didn't know about the guy Brody, but apparently he messed up. But other people may be able to handle it. They're mature, and let them make their own decisions that are best for them.
Nick, for you figure as long as you compete out on the court or in the sand or in the ring, as long as you win, do whatever you want between the hours of 10 and 4 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go under the bleachers and do a little something, that's out of sight, out of mind, I get it. But like you said, you bring home a gold, winning clears everything. That's right. Bring home the gold and nobody will say a word. It'll be a non-story. Nick and Stephanie, thank you. We'll see you back here coming up in just a bit. Now, as hit the end of the week, it's always a good time. Remember, it's the best day possible, Friday maybe, but it's always a good day to be a good neighbor. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Nicole Hernandez from Coachella says that she's found a female Chihuahua mixed puppy near Vine Ave and 7th Street. She says if the pup belongs to you, to get in contact with the Roggin Report, as she can only hold the puppy until the 27th, which is tomorrow, Saturday. So get on over there, contact us, and let us know. Angelica Herrera from Tierra del Sol says that she's looking for anyone who needs reliable cleaning services. Her fiance and her do Airbnb and office cleanings. If anyone is in need, that is the Lord's work if you're willing to clean up after people. And then Jill Apple from Sun City Shadow Hills is looking for any recommendations for a dentist. She says if you know anyone that does a great job at a fair price, let her know. This is the second in 2 days now we're looking for a dentist. So Coachella Valley trying to keep those pearly whites in good shape.
It may be hot in the desert, but what you think may singe our ears, singe away. Find Fred on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fred Roggin. You can also email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Going for gold packs a punch here in the Valley. All right, welcome back. In today's TV landscape, and our third and final controversy and conversation today, it shows that they're pushing boundaries. Some of the sitcoms. A survey reveals young adults feel modern entertainment is becoming too risque for TV. Well, according to Talker Research, a poll of 2,000 Americans, 43% of Gen Zers switch off movies due to sex scenes, the highest among all generations overall. 33% have stopped watching a movie during a sex scene altogether. Millennials, the least likely to change anything, 26% nonetheless. HBO's House of the Dragon recently featured full frontal male nudity, stirring a debate. Over a quarter of respondents who believe sex scenes and nudity have no place in today's movies and TV. We bring in our contributors again, Nick Collins, Stephanie Miner. Stephanie, we'll start with you. In your opinion, are Gen Zers onto something, and has TV media, have they pushed the envelope a little too far in today's day and age?
Well, definitely the envelope is getting pushed very, very far. I'm from Gen X. I have a daughter who's Gen Z, and I think that as a Gen Xer, we were allowed to just do anything. And so as parents, we're kind of more helicopter parents. So we didn't let our kids see all of those things. So maybe that's why they're not interested in seeing those things. We kind of protected them a lot. But yeah, I think that we're going too far with some of the scenes that we're seeing in movies and on TV.
Nick, your thoughts?
Tim, this is fascinating. I had no idea young people wouldn't want to be watching that. I mean, when I was young, I wanted to turn more on, and now I'm trying to turn it all off because I got two little girls, Izzy and Ellie, are trying to watch Grey's Anatomy with me and my wife, and I can't let them see that stuff because it's not just operation.
No, and Nick, we'll stay with you here on that. In your opinion, are they desensitized now? Does the internet help this or push this way? Are you more worried about what's on your TV because you can control that, maybe not control the internet and what they do on social media as much? Where are your thoughts on that between the two?
I think it's a montage. It's a blend. It's hard to say one's going to be worse than the other because TV's got plenty of things that they'll let go now. I thought they used to blur everything out when I was watching regular TV and you had to get what was that, Cinemax? What do we call it, Skidamax? But now the internet, they got anything. I mean, I think you can go on X and you get things I don't even want to look at.
Well, we can't thank you enough, Nick and Stephanie, for your time. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I am filling in for Fred next week as well, so I hope to get to chat with you next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank
Well, today marked the opening ceremony of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, where athletes from all over the world will compete, including one of our own local boxers, Citlali Ortiz. Coming out of the Lee Espinosa Coachella Valley Boxing Gym, our Alondra Campos was able to sit down and catch up with her before her first fight. Alondra joins us now with more.
That's right. She was able to share her journey with us and how fulfilling it is for her to accomplish this long-awaited dream in her career. Let's take a look. Citlali Vanessa Ortiz, a national world champion, has fought against all odds to achieve her dream of becoming an Olympian.
I'm soaking it all in, and I can't believe that I've been so stubborn also, following this dream, besides the whole negative aspect of it, because there are many ups and downs, and it is very difficult.
Her dedication and efforts have led her to become a world champion in 2017 and to win 7 titles in the United States and 6 titles in Mexico. And now she is ready to leave her mark in one of the biggest competitions in the world.
It is something that makes me really proud. I know I'm doing it for Mexico, and there's a controversy there. But at the end of the day, I'm representing my hometown, the Coachella Valley.
Although her career has been full of achievements, Citlali has had her fair share of challenges.
I kind of put aside universities because I did apply for 4 years and Cal States. I did choose a sport over many things most of my life, basically. I started training when I was 8 years old, and I started competing when I was 14.
As proud as she is of representing Mexico in this year's Olympic Games, Citlali is also proud of representing the Coachella Valley, wearing both flags of her nationalities wherever she goes.
I do have my tattoo, which I don't know if you can see, but I have both flags. So everywhere I go, I'm repping both.
Now she hopes her success story inspires others to follow their dreams.
No matter the circumstances, no matter what you have to go through, at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. It's to just keep going at it, no matter what happened.
All right, it doesn't get any bigger than that, right? You're representing, and this is one of those situations, you're representing more than just your name, more than self. This is for her parents' country, her heritage. There's so much more that goes into it. What was the feeling you got? Pretty surreal for her to be doing this?
Yeah, I mean, she's super excited. She was, like she said, she's still taking it all in. She's still soaking it all in. And she just can't believe that she's there with Olympians that she's seen her whole life on TV.
Right.
And to her, it's amazing that she can now call herself an Olympian.
And I think it's important to note, she did catch some backlash, right? She's born here in the U.S., or she's from the Coachella Valley, but she's representing Mexico. Well, the U.S. didn't select her. You're allowed to do that. As long as one of your parents are from a different country, you can represent that country. So she should not feel bad for doing this.
Absolutely not.
No.
I think making it to the Olympics, first of all, is already huge enough.
Yeah.
And secondly, I mean, she's representing her culture.
Yep.
You know what I mean? She is Mexican American. And, you know, although the U.S. didn't take her to the Olympics, Mexico did, and I think that was, she took the opportunity and she went with it.
Which any one of us would do in that situation. So I think it's important to know too, Lee Espinosa, clearly there's some of the best boxers in the world have come out of that gym. To be an Olympian is pretty cool, but to also be accepted in that gym here in the Coachella Valley, that's pretty cool in itself.
Absolutely. A lot of national champions, a lot of world champions have come out of the gym, and he's also expressed how amazing it is for him to know that a boxer from there is at the Olympics in Paris right now.
When is the next match, the first match? Or
Yeah, so Lolly has her first match July 31st,
Okay.
so next Tuesday against Australian boxer Caitlin Parker.
Okay.
And so she has to win 2 fights to bring back home a medal. So of course her goal is to win all of them, but she needs to win 2 for bronze.
All right, well, we're certainly going to root for her. Thank you for that, Silali Ortiz. We'll be rooting for you here from the Coachella Valley over there in Paris. Alondra, thanks for the story. Thanks for coming on today. Looking forward to that over there in Paris. Satali Ortiz, we are rooting for you every step of the way. Let's toss it over now to our director, Alex, for Super Weather.
It's too hot. I'm melting. I'm melting. Back to you.
Come on, Alex, be careful out there. We need you. How's that make you feel?
It's hotter than the devil's underwear drawer.
Yeah, it's pretty hot down there, I bet. Well, anywho, forever companionship awaits on the other side of the break. Oh, there's no accounting for taste. Now, have you ever seen power slap? It's considered a sport. Now, the objective, slap someone in the face as hard as you can, try to knock them out. Now, why do people like it? I don't know, but it's real, and if you choose to compete in it, you've got to face it.
Going on one, and he's down. Oh, my God. Vicious strike. Oh, my God. Whoa. And out. That's a knockout.
That one. It is a big distraction. 2. Here we go.
Well, every Friday, we bring in a furry, 4-legged friend who needs a home. This week from the Coachella Valley Cat Club, our Chris Clemens, who happens to also be our assistant news director here at NBC Palm Springs. This is the more important job, though, if you ask me personally. Chris, welcome, of course, yet again. Who do we have here?
Thanks, Tim. This is Ranger. And Ranger was so looking forward to coming on the show for a couple of weeks, and now he has stage fright.
He is shaking a little bit, but it's okay. You get used to it after about a minute or so. He'll calm down.
You'll be okay,
tell us a little
Ranger.
bit about him. How old?
He is 3 years old. He is the biggest love bug, you wouldn't know right now, but with people. He has to be an only cat.
Okay.
He doesn't get along with other cats, but he was rescued as a kitten from a Walmart. And then we've been trying to find him a home. It's just challenging because he needs to be an only cat.
Right.
He's
right.
a 5-star snuggler.
Okay.
Too. I tell you that.
Ranger, it's okay. I don't want to live with other people, so I feel how you feel about other cats. What's the biggest challenge? I know cats, obviously, it's a never-ending process at a shelter.
Yes.
You have some fosters that do take care. Is that an option? If somebody can't take Ranger personally long-term, they can foster.
They could foster him. We do have fosters that do help with kittens and stuff when we bring them in, and there's never enough. So if anybody wants to volunteer to do that, that's really helpful. We also take care of, we have a feral kitty program. So if anybody would want to help, even donating 1 hour a week would be great for that. Come here, Ranger.
Ready to rock. Ranger's ready for the Olympics to run track and field. Hi, Ranger. He's shaking a little bit, but you can see no reaction. He just put his head into you. He wants to cuddle for sure. Super sweet. It's okay for, say, a single 25-year-old that has just one cat or needs a cat, and that's somebody that can gear to the demographic. Absolutely. Or a retiree that's alone, they can also adopt a cat.
That would be fabulous. And we have lots of kitties, so if you are looking for another cat, if you already have kitties, we have plenty of others that need homes. We have 5-month-old kittens right now.
That's great.
And also other adults.
All right, well, help. You can never help enough. Chris Clemens, the Coachella Valley Cat Club, and with us, of course, here at NBC Palm Springs. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Ranger. You crushed it. Good job. We're back after this.
We never hear from anyone in Coachella or Desert Hot Springs.
Once in a while, say hi.
As a matter of fact, everybody tell us what you think.
Find Fred on Facebook and Instagram at Fred Roggin or email thedesertdean@gmail.com.
Hey, did you have any idea sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins can by slowing their heart rates down? Sloths can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. Wow.
40 minutes. That's impressive. I thought like a minute and a half. I did it 72 seconds one time. Anyway, remember, NBC Palm Springs working 24/7 around the clock. Be sure to visit the website. Click on the Roggin Report icon. Takes you to the show. And everything you saw tonight will be right there. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.